Hey everyone, it's Mr. Hoffman, and today we're going to be talking about rhythm. We're going to be reviewing some things that we've gone over in past weeks and in the last marking period as well. Before I get into it, I just want to remind you about the flat.io parent guardian consent form. We will be moving to using an app, a really awesome app called flat.io, to start reading and writing music a little more as part of our learning. However, because it is an online tool, it's the law that that if you are under 13, I need your grown-ups permission in order to allow you to use it. That's the law. That's just the way things are. So your grown-ups, they do need to fill out that form. It was sent out on Class Dojo. It will be sent out again tomorrow and every day until everyone has filled it out. Please, please, please encourage your grown-ups to do that as soon as possible, or you won't be allowed to do your assignments. So just keep that in mind. Anyway, moving forward, rhythm review. Today's topics. What am I doing today? Well, number one, what is rhythm? We're going to talk about that super fast. Number two, time signatures. 3, counting the beat. 4, types of notes and how long each one lasts. And 5, counting and performing rhythms. There will be a video check as well later on in the video. What is rhythm? Well, rhythm is a pattern or organization of sounds and silences within music. Rhythms can be long or short. They can be fast or slow. Rhythms can be connected or separated. Rhythms can be pitched, do 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 do, or unpitched. In written music, different types of notes show different lengths of time. Each type of note has a different shape to help you tell them apart. Time signatures. The time signature is a pair of numbers at the beginning of a piece of written music that helps you figure out how to count the beat. It also gives you clues about how rhythms will fit with the steady beat. The top number shows how many beats are in the measure, while the bottom number shows what type of note is one beat. For example, the time signature 3/4 means that each measure has 3 quarter notes. The top number is 3, so there are 3 beats. And anytime that you see the bottom number is 4, that means that a quarter note is 1 beat. We can also see the example on the right, 4/4. The top number is 4, meaning that there are 4 beats in the measure. The bottom number is 4, which means that a quarter note is 1 beat. Therefore, 4/4 means that there are 4 quarter notes in the measure, in each measure. Ooh, not what I meant to do. There we go. Counting the beat. The beat count is a pattern. It repeats like the numbers on a clock. The first beat is always beat 1, and the number of the last beat is always the top number in the time signature because that's how many beats there are. When you reach the last beat of the measure, when you go to the next measure, you'll count it starting at beat 1. And while rhythms might be different from one measure to another, the beat count will always be the same unless the time signature changes. But in the music that we're going to look at, for the most part, it's not going to change. We're going to pick a time signature and stick with it, but it can change. If you have to draw in a bar line between 2 measures, it always goes between the last beat of the first measure and the first beat of the second measure. Or, if you're looking at the second and third measure of a piece, then it'll go between the last beat of the second measure and the first beat of the third measure. But you get the point. If you have any pair of measures and you put a bar line between them, it goes between the last note of this one and the first note of that one, just like the picture here. Types of notes. Okay, so this is just for your reference. I'm going to leave this in your slideshow. But these are all of the notes that we have at some point talked about in our class. Whole notes, half notes, dotted half notes, quarter notes, dotted quarter notes, beamed eighth notes, which together are 1 beat, but it's a half beat each. 2 sounds in there, and then an eighth note, which is just half a beat. There is also a dotted eighth here. We actually haven't talked about that, I'm realizing, but no worries. That's just there for your reference, and because it has a cool shape. All right. So here's an example. Take a look at this rhythm. This is from the assignment that that I believe we have done. It's called More with 4/4, and in this one you can see the time signature. At the beginning is 4/4. So each of these measures has 4 quarter notes worth of music, even if it's not actually 4 quarter notes. And you can see all along the bottom, you can see the beat count. Let me ungroup those. You can see the beat count: 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. What happened there? Okay. So what we can see is that the beat count stays the same, even though the notes over top of it do change. So what we can also see is up top here, we have how many beats each of those notes is. So this note here, that's a quarter note. I had to abbreviate that as QT. That's a quarter note. And right here, we can see that's 1 beat, which makes sense. Half note comes next. Excuse me. And we can look here at our table. We can see, oh, that's 2 beats. And indeed, 2 beats, 1, 2. And it goes on like this for the whole thing. And then, of course, we have the whole note at the end, which is 4 beats. So this is just an example of what we're looking at. Here's another example. This is from 2/4 and 3/4. And we can see the time signature is 3/4. That means 3 quarter notes in each measure. And let me go ahead and just nudge that over so that's easier to look at. We can see that this rhythm has a half note followed by 2 eighth notes, then a half note, quarter, half note, quarter, half note, quarter. Sounds like this. Hopefully we'll be able to hear my piano. There we go. Sounds like this. Here's me counting. Listen, 1, 2, 3. Here I go. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So as you can see from these examples, we have some big concepts that we need to just wrap up with. So the beat repeats like numbers on a clock. Notes, which are the sounds that we hear or play, they last for a certain number of beats. Time signatures will tell you 2 things: how many beats are in each measure and which notes will be counted as 1 beat, more than 1 beat, or less than 1 beat. The lengths of the notes in each measure must add up to the number of beats in the measure given by the time signature. They have to add up. Let's take a look. 2 plus 1/2 is 2.5, plus another half is 3, and the time signature is 3/4. So that checks out. 2 plus 1 is 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. That works. And let's try it for this one. The time signature here is 4/4. That means that there are 4 quarter notes in the measure. And let's just take these 2 measures in the middle here, measure 2 and measure 3. Let's look at measure 2. We have 2 half note plus quarter note plus quarter note. 2 plus 1 plus 1 is 4. That checks out. Let's look at the next one. We have quarter note, which is 1, plus half note, which is 2. So far we have 3. Add another quarter note, that's 4. So 1 plus 2 plus 1 is 4. That also checks out. We also have at the end, we have the whole note, which is 4 beats in and of itself. There are no other notes that can fit in that measure. And that makes sense because 4/4, that's 4 beats. Everything works out. So your assignment for this time around is worksheet number 1. It's going to be 23 points. There are 31 things to fill out here, but as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of them have already been filled out by me. You're welcome. So that leaves 23 of these little boxes left for you to fill in. This is writing the beat count. You're going to write the beat count in below the notes. And that remember, the beat count is the thing that down here that doesn't change, even if the rhythms above it do change. You'll recall from earlier on in the year that anytime we have an eighth note, we are looking at, if we have the beamed eighth notes, we are going to be looking at using and. So we're going to represent that with a plus or an and sign, an ampersand. And that will come in the second one of the pair of eighth notes. So we can see here we have 2 and. So keep that in mind. You'll have the beat number. It's beat 2, and then we'll have the and of 2. There. So you'll fill that in, similar to other worksheets that we have done in the past. And then next week, I will preview this for you right now. Next week, you will have this worksheet. It'll be 30 points, and or maybe a little less because there will be a video check, and we will go from there. So your video check for this week, you're going to scroll back to this slide. All right. I'm going to leave a text box here. I'm just going to put it in the corner. I'm going to make it a little smaller. You're going to type, what are you going to type? You are going to type your favorite flavor of ice cream in here. So favorite flavor of ice cream, maybe it's mint chocolate chip, or maybe it's vanilla, or maybe it's chocolate. Who doesn't like chocolate ice? Oh, wait, I can spell. Who doesn't like chocolate ice cream? You're going to put your favorite flavor of ice cream there. I'm going to make the text a little bit smaller. And I'm going to add a reminder. And you're going to type that in there. And I'm looking forward to seeing what you put. Of course, if ice cream is not something that you enjoy a lot, that's fine too. You can just put I don't like ice cream, which is sad, but if that's the truth, then that's the truth. And yeah, thanks so much. Oh, that'll be worth 2 points. Let's make sure I have it in there. 2 points. Okay. All right. Looking forward to seeing what you do here. If you have any questions, of course, office hours, private comments, dojo messages, whatever it is. I hope you all had a great spring break, and I'm looking forward to seeing more of you for the last part of the school year. Take care. Bye-bye.